is to create an even better ATM. You should be able to use some of your code from the previous one, but now we're going to have the ability to add a checking or a savings account. And what we should have is a generic parent class called bank account. You should build checking and savings accounts as sub accounts of that. And your checking account should have the ability to write a check, and it should keep track of the check number. Now, I know nobody uses checks now. I barely use checks myself, but here's how checks work for those of you uneducated. Many of you probably have never written a check in your entire life, and you may not ever write one. But when you write a check, it goes against your checking account. It's like a withdrawal, right? Similar, except for one thing. When you write a check, each check has a unique number on the top of it. They're sequential. So it goes, 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on. So every time you write a check, the current check number has to increase, and that amount has to be removed from your bank account. So you have to create a property called check number, and you have to create a method for your check class called write check, in addition to the two, right? Deposit and withdrawal and check balance. You actually don't really need a check balance because you could just use the print or you could use the string method for that class to reveal the balance. But you could also, this is basically a getter that shows you the balance of the account, right? So each account should have a balance and a name, and checkings and savings are those sub-objects. So this is sort of the most difficult going from scratch piece of this class. If you can solve this one, you kind of mastered the difficulty level of the class. From here on out, what we're going to be doing is focusing on specific projects that use external libraries that are a little bit more fun. We'll have an image editing app next time, or for 16. 17 is a graphical user interface, so an app that has buttons and text fields and windows and things like that. The next one after that will be a game development app. Okay, so using a library called Pygame. So those are the three big projects at the end that kind of use what we've learned so far. But in terms of creating classes from scratch, this is sort of peak level difficulty for this class. So this might give you some mental challenge, but it is doable given what we've covered. So that's that. And if we can get Canvas to play along here for a second. Okay, so the object-oriented ATM does not give you any starter code, but and at least I don't think it does. Let's see what's in here. Still waiting. Okay, so here's a template that should be available. Yeah, it's kind of having a struggle day, but it should be available. Maybe when you try it from home or something. That should look something like this. Okay, so we've got the basic class structure with things defined that you might want to include. Now, obviously, these methods don't have any code in their code blocks, so I've got errors all over this place. This is not going to run or do anything. But you've got your savings account, your checking account. You can see they derive from the bank account. You want to go back and look at how we call the super classes initialization for those. But you can see here, this is basically a template for how you build those classes. And then you can see here, we've got kind of a basic structure for some of the things that we've got going on. And I'm not using a collection class here. I'm just using a generic list of accounts. If you want to rebuild this with a collection class, I say go for it. That's a great extra challenge. But that's the template that's available, and I'll find out what's going on with the code for this module, or the Canvas link to the code. And I'm also going to I'll upload this fruit stand example, right? This shows an example of a collection class implementation. And I'll also show you this example, which shows you a simple parent and child class creation. So you have those codes to look at and kind of use to reverse engineer what we're doing as you work on both the virtual pet 2, or the enhanced virtual pet, and the assignment for this module, which is the bank account. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking, let you work, and I'm going to upload some of those things and check on that files link, make sure there's nothing wrong with it before we're done here. And that's it for today.